Hello, and welcome to WHSH-TV. I'm Cheyenne Miles, and with me is Kane Fox. Coming up on today's show, we will once again take to the hallways at WHS and get some picks for who will win the NCAA tournament. Plus, a grassroots campaign has started to bring an arcade to Washington to give teens and young adults a place to hang out. We will get the scoop.
Plus, some exciting news from Washington High School. At last, Knight's board meeting at the school moves forward and adds another option for Project Lead the Way. And we will get some insight on bracketology with this year's big dance.
All that and much more. It's Friday, March 16th, and you're watching WHS TV.
I thought it was off.
WHSH-TV, a local mentor here at WHS, Waleed Maroof, has started a GoFundMe page to raise funds for a new arcade here in Washington. We spoke to Waleed to find out why the push for this new business venture.
Arcade is only an idea at this point, but basically I've gone ahead and realized that there is a huge underserved and underprivileged population between the ages of 14 and 25 here in Washington, and we really need to have a spot where people can go and just hang out, relax, and kind of form a community. I think the closest place is probably in Vincennes, which is a 30-minute drive, and if you don't have a car, if you can't get there, then really there's nowhere else to hang out, to relax, blow off steam that's not at home or in school. Me and Zach Lacey came up with the idea of Screen Glow Arcade, which will be kind of a modern-day arcade with retro gaming and table games like shuffleboard, pool, and I think we're working on carpet ball, which is a cool variation of bowling that's on a pretty slim lane. And so, in addition to all those things, we'll have a lounge area where you can just kind of sit back, relax, watch a big screen TV, watch some YouTube videos and stuff like that, talk to friends, do your homework, whatever you want. And then we'll also have a VR or virtual reality consoles there. So you can rent those out by the hour and really experience virtual reality, high-end virtual reality, not anything with the phone, but an actual gaming console run through a computer. And so in order to make this dream happen, we came up with Screen Glow on GoFundMe. So this idea is absolutely to help with Washington and the youth of Washington, but I actually don't have the funds for that. So I'm trying to reach out into the community and so that they can give back and help fund this business idea. There are reward tiers on the GoFundMe, and depending on how much you donate, you can get anything from a free visit to Screen Glow when we open up to an exclusive trip for you and 4 of your friends. It's where you guys can hang out for as long as you want all day and play any games that we offer, including virtual reality. And the link to our GoFundMe is gofundme.com/screenglow, SCREENGLOW.
If you would like to contribute, you can search for the page on Facebook. Waleed has a long way to go, but we here at WHSH feel it is a great concept and hope he can raise the needed funds. Students at Washington High School will soon join some of the elite schools in the state with expanded course and career opportunities. Last night, the Washington School Board voted to add computer science to Washington's Project Lead the Way courses. Students at Washington High School can already explore engineering and biomedical courses through the school's Project Lead the Way classes. Washington High School Principal Steve Peterson said only a few schools in Indiana offer all 3 disciplines. The new option will be available next school year. Our fearless assistant principal, Troy Zollers, got into the St. Patrick's Day spirit this year by allowing a local barber to shave his head and dye his goatee green for the holiday. The event was a fundraiser for the Special Olympics. Of course, we could not miss this opportunity to bring a camera and capture the excitement.
This is Mrs. Franklin with the radio TV class. Mr. Zollers, what are you doing today?
I'm getting my head shaved and my goatee painted green for a good cause for the Special Olympics. So looking forward to it.
How's it feel with your last few seconds of hair on your head?
Well, I'm kind of nervous. I'm afraid Bud, my barber here, I'm afraid he might, scout me. I don't know what he's going to do.
All right, here we go.
With tomorrow being St. Patrick's Day, we wanted to pass along a few facts about tomorrow's holiday. Your odds of finding a 4-leaf clover are 1 in 10,000. Each leaf of the clover has a meaning: hope, faith, love, and luck. The first St. Patrick's Day celebrating in the United States was celebrated in Boston all the way back in 1737. Don't forget to wear your green. With March Madness in full swing kicking off yesterday, we went to the hallways to ask fellow students about who they think will win this year's tournament. Latham is this week's reporter.
Who do you think is going to win the NCAA tournament this year?
I think Villanova is going to win the tournament this year.
Thank you. Who do you think is going to win the NCAA tournament this year?
I think Michigan's going to win it.
Who do you think is going to win the NCAA tournament this year?
Gonzaga.
Who do you think is going to win the NCAA tournament this year?
I think Virginia is going to win because Kyle Guy's pretty good.
Later in the newscast, we will talk more about March Madness and bracketology. Coming up after the break, we'll have a quick look at your weekend forecast, and we'll talk about a couple of our fellow students' college choices when the news continues after this on WHSH.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Look at me, hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Some wet weather moving in to start the weekend. We will get one dry day on Sunday before a wet start to next weekend. Currently, it's 41 degrees here at Washington High School. The rest of the day, look for cloudy skies with a high of 48. Tonight, rain moves in late with overnight lows dropping to 41. Tomorrow, rain throughout the day, a very wet start to the weekend with highs near 52. That's your weather. We'll be right back on WHSH.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
We have a couple more students here in our radio and TV class that have made their college choices. This week, we meet up with Wes Edwards and Caleb Knepp to find out what their future has in store.
I'm going to attend Anderson University and play football. I'm going to major in either business marketing or business finance. I'm not really sure yet. Anderson has a lot of activities to offer, but my only other option is I talked to the baseball coach, so I'm not. But baseball's an option, but very unlikely. Yeah, I'm going to stay on the business side because the Fall School of Business is a very, very good program, and I feel like it's going to set me up for success, and I feel like it's the best option for me.
So I'm Caleb Knepp, and I'm going to Defiance College to play tennis and obviously go to college. I'm going to major in sport management, which is, it's a really broad major, so I think I'm really interested in that. It's just a good small school, really just a nice campus.
Congratulations, guys, and we wish you the best of luck as you continue your studies next year. The Washington Community School Corporation has purchased land and a building to serve as the school's new transportation faculty. Last night, the board announced they have purchased Yoder's Garage at 204 West National Highway in Washington, which includes 2.5 acres of land for $180,000. Superintendent Dr. Dan Roach says a bus garage will be built to house and maintain the school bus fleet, with room to expand when necessary. The plan is to have the garage in use by next school year. Okay, now back to basketball and March Madness. Two of the basketball know-it-alls here in class, Gage Latham and Kane Fox, give us their expert opinion on what's to come with the brackets this year.
Here with Kane Fox, we're going to discuss some of the upcoming games in the NCAA tournament. All right, one of the first games we're going to discuss is, of course, the Ohio State-South Dakota State game. Discuss why you think Ohio State's going to get this win.
I think Ohio State is going to win because they're a very long team and they have a very skilled player in Jay-Sean Tate.
I think South Dakota State's going to go out and get this win because South Dakota State, they're a pretty scrappy bunch. They had a pretty good year, and, you know, everybody always knows that 12 is going to beat a 5 one way or another. Up here, we have another game. It is Murray State, West Virginia.
I think West Virginia is going to win because they press the whole game and they get into you and they wear you down on offense.
I think Murray State's going to win this game because Murray State's just a bunch of ragtag group of kids, and they're all pretty quick. They all know how to beat a press, and they had a really good year so far. So hope they can keep that going. Last game we're going to discuss is a potential matchup in the Final Four, which would be Villanova versus Kansas.
I think Nova is going to win because they have a very good guard in Jalen Brunson, and they're going to do very well against Kansas and Devontae Graham.
I believe Kansas will win the game because Devontae Graham, he's had an outstanding year. He's one of the best players in the country. I think he's going to show out, push Kansas through the tournament, and make it to a national championship, but unfortunately fall to Arizona.
Thanks, guys. By the looks of things in the opening round yesterday, we're in for a bumpy ride with the big dance this year. Coming up after the break, we'll have a more detailed look at the latest in sports this week with Austin Enlow. You're watching WHSH TV.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back. I'm Austin Enlow with WHSH Sports. Bar Eve Vikings are still alive in the basketball postseason tournament. This week, Bar Eve heads to Seymour to compete in the 1A semi-state against Morristown. The Vikings are making their 6th trip to Seymour in the last 16 years. Tip-off is set for 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Good luck to Coach Hughes and the Bar Eve Vikings tomorrow. Washington will be hosting the 2A and 3A semi-state games tomorrow afternoon at the Hatchet House. This will be the first time in many years that Washington will serve as the host at this level. In the 2A games set to tip off at 4 p.m., Forest Park will play Indianapolis-Scecina. Following that game, the 3A semi-state will tip off around 6, featuring the Evansville-Bosse Bulldogs and Danville. Tickets for tomorrow's action will be $8, and they will be available at the door. Now onto the NCAA tournament action from yesterday. Already some upsets in the opening round as number 13 Buffalo shut down 4-seed Arizona handily, 89-68. Michigan moved on with a 61-47 win over Montana. Florida knocked out St. Bonaventure, 77-62. Alabama hung on to beat Virginia Tech 86-83 in a close one. Rhode Island opened the day topping Oklahoma in overtime 83-78. Gonzaga survived a scare and hung on to beat UNC Georgia 68-64. Duke moves on with a 89-67 win over Iona. And finally, Loyola, Illinois, another upset team as they move on, beating Miami 64-62. The games continue and are in full swing as we speak here today. And finally, talk about March Madness. The new numbers are out for this year. The opening week of March Madness will cost employers nearly $4 billion in lost revenue. And each hour of the workday wasted on building brackets or watching games will cost employers around $1.3 billion. It's a great time of year. With WHSH Sports, I'm Austin Enlow. Have a great weekend, and we will be back to wrap up the show right after this.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to WHSH TV. I'm Kane with your extended weather forecast. There's a huge storm coming from the north to the south in the Midwest area. It's going to be extremely cloudy this weekend, and wear your coats. Sunday, sunny and dry, looks good, high of 55. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, rain settles back in, except a wet start of the week with temperatures in the mid-50s on Monday and cooling off on to 47 on Tuesday.
That's your weekend outlook here on WHSH. Thanks, Kane. On behalf of our entire team here at WHSH on the campus of Washington High School, we would like to thank everyone for watching. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week here on WHSH TV.